This is the state of affairs, United States of America, December 26th, 2018. Yesterday was Christmas. This video, everyone should listen to this. You really should. This covers a little bit of ground. From 2001 to 2005, there was an ongoing investigation into the Clinton Foundation. A grand jury was impaneled. Governments from around the world had donated to the charity. Yet from 2001 to 2003, none of these donations to the Clinton Foundation were declared. Now you would think that an honest investigator would be able to figure this out. Guess who took over the investigation? Bet you can't guess. James Comey. Now that's interesting, isn't it? Guess who was transferred to the Internal Revenue Service to run the tax exemption branch of the IRS? Your friend and mine, Lois, be on the lookout, Bolo Lerner. Now that's interesting, isn't it? It gets better. Well, not really. But this is all just a series of strange coincidences, right? Guess who ran the tax division inside the Department of Injustice from 2001 to 2005? None other than Assistant Attorney General of the United States, Rod Rosenstein. Now that's interesting, isn't it? Guess who was the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation during this time frame? I know, it's a miracle, just a coincidence. Just an anomaly in statistics and chances. Robert Mueller. What do all four casting characters have in common? They were all briefed and or were frontline investigators into the Clinton Foundation investigation. Now, that's just another coincidence, right? Okay, let's chalk that last one up to mere chance. Let's fast forward to 2009. James Comey leaves the Justice Department to go and cash in at Lockheed Martin. Hillary Clinton is running the State Department on her own personal email server. The Uranium One issue comes to the attention of Hillary. Like all good public servants do, looking out for America's best interest, she decides to support the decision and approve the sale of 20% of the U.S. uranium to none other than Russia. Now you would think that this is a fairly straight up deal, except it wasn't. The people, we the people, got absolutely nothing out of it. However, prior to the sale's approval, none other than Bill Clinton goes to Moscow, gets paid $500,000 for a 1-hour speech, then meets with Putin at his home for a few hours. Okay, no big deal, right? Well, not so fast. The FBI had a mole inside the money laundering and bribery scheme. Guess who the FBI director was during this time frame? Yep, Robert Mueller. He even delivered a sample of uranium to Moscow in 2009. That's a deal breaker. Guess who was handling that case within the Justice Department out of the U.S. Attorney's Office in Maryland? None other than Rod Rosenstein. Guess what happened to the informant? Other than he got raided, was it last week or the week before? The Department of Justice placed a gag order on him and threatened to lock him up if he spoke about it. How does 20% of the most strategic asset in the United States of America end up in Russian hands when the FBI has an informant, a mole, providing inside information to the FBI on the criminal enterprise? Guess what happened soon after the sale was approved? $145 million, that ain't much, in donations made their way into the Clinton Foundation from entities directly connected to the Uranium One deal. Guess who was still at the Internal Revenue Service, working the charitable division? none other than Lois Lerner. Okay, that's all just another series of coincidences. Nothing to see here, right? Let's fast forward to 2015. Due to a series of tragic events in Benghazi, and after the 9 investigations of the House, Senate, and State Department, Trey Gowdy was running the 10th investigation as chairman of the Select Committee on Benghazi, discovers that Hillary ran the State Department on an unclassified, unauthorized, outlaw personal email server. He also discovered that none of those emails had been turned over when she departed her public service as Secretary of State, which was required by law. He also discovered that there was top secret information contained within her personally archived email, sparing you the State Department's cover-up, the nostrums they floated, the delay tactics that were employed, and the outright lies that were spewed forth from the necks of the Kerry State Department. We shall leave it with this. They did everything humanly possible to cover Hillary Clinton. Now, this is amazing. Guess who became FBI director in 2013? Guess who secured 17 no-bid contracts for his employer, Lockheed Martin, within the State Department, and was rewarded with a $6 million thank you present when he departed his employer? None other than James Comey. Amazing how all those no bids just went right through at the state, huh? Now he is the FBI director in charge of the Clinton email investigation. After his course, his FBI investigates the Lois Lerner matter at the Internal Revenue Service and exonerates her. Nope, couldn't find any crimes there. Can you guess what happened next? In April 2016, James Comey drafts an exoneration letter of Hillary Rodham Clinton. Meanwhile, the DOJ is handing out immunity deals like candy. They didn't even convene a grand jury. Like a light of bolt of lightning, a statistical impossibility, like a miracle from God himself, like the true gangsta homie Comey is. James steps out into the cameras of a waiting press conference on July 8, 2016, and exonerates Hillary from any wrongdoing. Can you see the pattern? It goes on and on. Rosenstein becomes Assistant Attorney General. Comey gets fired based on a letter by Rosenstein. Comey leaks government information to the press. Mueller is assigned the Russ investigation sham hoax by Rosenstein to provide cover for decades of malfeasance within the FBI and DOJ. And the story continues. Vice abuse, political espionage, pick a crime, any crime, chances are this group and a few others did it. All the same players, all compromised, all conflicted, all working fervently to not go to jail. All connected one way or another to the Clintons. They're like battery acids. They corrode and corrupt everything they touch. How many lives have these two destroyed? As of this writing, Clinton Foundation's 20 years of operation of being the largest international charity fraud in the history of mankind has never been audited by the IRS. Let's not forget that Comey's brother works for DLA Piper, the law firm that does the Clinton Foundation's taxes. See the person that is the common denominator to all the crimes above, and still doing her evil escape illegal maneuvers at the top of the three-letter USA agency. Who is Lisa Barsumian? Let's learn a little bit about Miss Lisa H. Barsumian's background. Lisa H. Barsumian, an Attorney General, as U.S. Attorney, I guess, graduated from Georgetown Law, is a protege of James Comey and Robert Mueller. Barsoomian, with her boss, R. Craig Lawrence, represented Bill Clinton in 1998. Lawrence also represented Robert Mueller 3 times, James Comey 5 times, Barack Obama 45 times, Kathleen Sebelius 56 times, Bill Clinton 40 times, and Hillary Clinton 17 times. Between 1998 and 2017, Barsoomian herself represented the FBI at least 5 times. You may be saying to yourself, okay, well, who cares? Who cares about the work history of this Barsoomian woman? Apparently someone does, because someone out there cares so much that they purged all Barsoomian court documents for her Clinton representation in Hamburg versus Clinton in 1998 and its appeal in 1999 from the D.C. District and Appeals Court dockets. Someone out there cares so much that the internet has been purged of all information pertaining to Barsoomian. Historically, this indicates that an individual is a protected CIA operative. Additionally, Lucy Barsoomian has specialized in opposing the Freedom of Information Act requests on behalf of the intelligence community. And although Barsoomian has been involved in hundreds of cases representing the D.C. office of the U.S. Attorney, her email address is lisabarsoomian@nih.gov. The NIH stands for National Institute of Health. This is a tactic routinely used by the CIA to protect an operative by using another government organization to shield their activities. It's a cover, so big deal, right? I mean, what does one more attorney with ties to the U.S. intelligence community really matter? Well, it deals with Trump and his recent tariffs on Chinese steel and aluminum imports, the border wall, DACA, everything coming out of California, the uniparty unrelenting opposition to President Trump, the Clapper leaks, the Comey leaks, Attorney General Jeff Sessions' recusal and subsequent 14-month nap with occasional forays into the marijuana legalization mix. And last but not least, Mueller's never-ending investigation into collusion between the Trump team and the Russians. Why does Barsoomian, CIA operative, merit any mention? Because she is the Attorney General Rod Rosenstein's wife. That's why. Happy New Year. 2019, around the corner.